Weekly Affirmations, February 2019, Week 2. Every day, I'm striving to be perfectly imperfect. I went down to Atlanta, Georgia last week to give a presentation, and the talk was about shooting for imperfection. And I said, yes, I know that we all know we shouldn't shoot for perfection, but I don't think we really do know that. We always want to be better. We always want to reach for our best. But I think what happens is we beat ourselves up for not having everything together, for not having everything perfect, for making mistakes. And what that does is it freezes us. It freezes us from moving forward, for having the courage to take chances. And then it hinders us because after we do something, we will replay what went wrong over and over in our head. And there's nothing wrong with looking at our mistakes, but we look at those mistakes and then we allow them to define us. We allow them to change and to change us and to have fear the next time we do something. And when I gave this presentation, things didn't go perfectly like I wanted. We all know there are going to be issues that happen. And there were some technical difficulties with the computer, first of all. The clicker wasn't working, and then if I didn't advance the slide fast enough, the screen would shut off. So someone was moving it forward or back for me, and so then I kind of felt constricted. It's being videoed, and I'm like, if I want to use this video to showcase my speaking skills, it's not going to look great. And then another part is the talk started a little bit later than I was expecting. I only had 45 minutes, and I was already crammed for time trying to get so much information in this 45 minutes. And the times that I practiced, I actually was getting at 47 minutes, and I was actually having to rush through all this stuff. And so all these things happened that bothered me. And I didn't bring my best self to the talk. I think I did okay. The person who was the head of it, he said, hey, you did a great job. But then you worry about, is this person just being nice to me and all that stuff? And we question all these things. And the whole reason I wanted to bring this up is I talked about shooting for imperfection. And then after the talk, I was replaying over and over again about how I messed up, about that maybe they'll never invite me back again, or that how I'm the worst, and, I'm such a horrible speaker, and I don't know what I'm doing, and everyone saw how horrible I was. And I had to take heed and a lesson from this talk that I talked about. Because I'm not saying I gave a bad talk, but there could have been things that could have been better in it. And in the end, I could continually be beating myself up and saying, this sucked, I'm horrible, but I'm deciding to change my thought process. I'm deciding to change that internal conversation that's blocking me from moving forward, saying I was horrible, into saying this was a great learning lesson. That I should understand that there are always going to be technical difficulties, and to be prepared for any by having a plan A, B, C, D, whatever that is. And that it's a learning lesson to say that I need to up my game a little bit more. Not that I'm bad, but there could be ways to be more professional and to help me grow. And so I want to ask you the question, what is that script inside your head? What is that event inside your head that recently happened, or that's happened in the past, that you keep replaying over and over again about why you're horrible, about why you suck, about why other people are better than you and you should not be in the place that you want? It's kind of that imposter syndrome that we're waiting for ourselves to fail. We're waiting for that shoe to fall off. We're thinking that everyone has their eyes on us, thinking that we don't deserve to be in the place that we are. And so I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath with me right now. Nice and slow, let in and out. Take another nice deep breath in. Extend that spine. Bring your head up nice and level with your chest. We're looking forward. And just keep breathing in and out, relaxing your body, relaxing your mind. And I'm going to challenge you to look at that thought, that negative thing that is hindering you. To feel the emotions that you felt, the fear, the shame, the regret, and to feel that in your body right now. To anchor yourself in that moment and to feel what it's doing to your body. Then I'm going to have you take some more deep breaths. I'm going to have you better your posture if you started leaning down, feeling that fear, feeling that anxiety, that shame. And I want you to think about a moment in your life where you're very successful, or where you felt very confident, or you won something big. And I want you to feel the emotions that you felt in that moment. I want you to replay that event in your mind, to change the script from that negative event to seeing that positive event. And I want you to continue to keep breathing in and out deeply. And I want you to anchor yourself in this moment. In this moment, you were confident, that you felt amazing. And within this talk that I gave, this was what I was talking about, anchoring ourselves in these moments, in these events where we were confident, where we did something amazing. And that's how we change our lives. It's not about being perfect every single moment, but it's about when we feel that fear, when we feel that shame of messing up or feeling that we weren't good enough, we bring ourselves back to the truest self of who we are by remembering those emotions and those energies that made us feel alive, that reminded us of who we truly are. Because what stops us is focusing too far in the future, thinking that that future self is different from the person that we are right now. But if you were to step back and to look at who you are and to look at who you want to be, those things are pretty much the same thing. You just have forgotten that to be that future self, to reach to that person that you want to be, it's about doing the right things right now, doing the small things right now, and remembering that that person in the future isn't that different from the person right now. The person in the past, we see those regrets, we see those fears, but we grew to that future self by living our lives, by taking those small steps every day, by loving ourselves in the moment, by looking at the confident emotions and the power that we felt in knowing who we truly are. So I'm going to remind you who you truly are in case you've forgotten. You are a being that has unlimited potential when you remind yourself that where you put your thoughts is where your energy is going to flow. So if you're going to focus on being perfect all the time and how you messed up and how it's never going to be good enough, that's where you're going to stay stuck, feeling never good enough. And you're going to not grow. Yes, you'll grow, but you're going to freeze yourself from reaching the fullest potential of who you can be by focusing too much on perfection. So I want you to look at your mistakes. I want you to look at your imperfections as the channels, as the doorways to the future self. Because when we make mistakes, when we look at the things that we, I don't want to say failed at, but we've fallen, they were lessons. They were lessons to remind us to get back up, to keep trying, that it didn't happen overnight, but it happened by asking, who do I want to be and how do I continue to keep reaching for that daily? How do I strive every day to be perfectly imperfect? So if you're feeling that shame, if you're feeling that regret for things that you did wrong in the past, we're going to wipe that chalkboard in your mind. We're going to erase that. Not that it didn't happen, but we're going to remind ourselves of our confidence, of the things that we've done great. Not because we're erasing all the things that we've done and we're trying to turn a blind eye to this stuff, but it's that we are focusing on the things that are going to help us to grow. We're focusing on the things that are going to remind us who we truly are, because our mistakes are not who we are. We are our unlimited potential. We are growth waiting to happen. And we get comfortable standing in the place where we are because we don't want to make mistakes. But life is about expansion. Life is about stepping forward into the moment, not staying in the past moment. So let us step forward into a moment together, into bettering ourselves, into asking more of ourselves, into believing more in ourselves. And that's where change happens. It doesn't happen from waiting for the circumstances to change. Change happens by us stepping into that change. And I like this quote that says, the person who takes an imperfect action will always be further along than the expert who waits for a perfect circumstance before taking that action. So let us take imperfect actions today. Let us ask, who am I truly? Who do I want to be? And let us step forward into the moment, ready to fall, but also ready to get back up. To get back up again, time and time and time again, knowing that our success is just one more step away. Thanks, guys. Let's go out and let's be strong within together. Let's step into our greatness. And let's strive to be perfectly imperfect and know that you are not only meant for great things, but you're doing great things right now.